Hi, Dave Coplin here with a quick little video talking about the three most important skills for the future. It comes from a workshop that we've just recorded about creativity and how important creativity is, not in terms of just computers, but in everything we're going to do. Just thought you'd like the broader insight of the three skills. Here we go. Now, this all starts about a conversation, or starts with a conversation about the skills that are going to be important for all of us, but especially our kids in the future. And part of the challenge that we have is that we typically, when we think about education and we think about skills, we think about the tools that are available to us today. And that's the things that we think that we should teach our kids about. It's the things that we think will be important. But the problem with the tools of today is really quite often they're not the tools of tomorrow. And let me give you an example. I'll give you an example from my personal life. If I tell you that my grandparents, they went to school in London and the northwest of England, then actually my grandparents in the northwest of England, their schools didn't have electricity. Can you imagine that? No electricity at school. My mum and dad, they went to school, and when they went to school, there were no computers. This is actually the first computer that I got to use at school. It was a Commodore PET, actually. It was the beginning of my whole journey, which was lovely. Then I went to school. I went to university in a world where there was no World Wide Web. There was an internet of sorts, but not like you have it today. And there was certainly no web browser. But the story continues, right? Because my son, he goes to school today in a world without quantum computers. But can you imagine if all we ever do is teach the kids about the tools that are available today? How do we help them prepare for the world that they will actually inherit rather than just preparing for the world that we're used to? And that's part of our challenge. And I think in the context of the rise of the humans, when it comes to being ready for the future, I think it's actually pretty straightforward. I just think there are three really, really important human skills that are going to be important for all of us, but especially our kids, if they're going to be successful in the future. The first skill is creativity. Creativity is one of the most powerful forces we have as humans, and we're going to need lots of creative people. And I mean creativity in its broadest sense. So not just traditional forms of creativity, and as important as things like music and arts are just absolutely great. I also want the other kind of creativity, the creativity that you see in engineers when they try and solve a problem, the creativity that you see, and you'll see it in your kids when they encounter challenges. They often do really innovative things in order to solve those problems. I can tell you right now that the organizations of the future will be facing problems that we don't understand, that we've never come across before, and they're going to need really creative minds to be able to help solve them challenges. And we're going to come back to creative. It's really a focus of today's conversation. But just for completeness, let me tell you the other two skills. The other human skill that I think is going to be really, really important to our future is empathy. For all of the power of the machines, for all of the amazing things that technology will do for us, humans will still interact with other humans. And the algorithms, as great as they are, they suck at things like empathy. I can create an algorithm that can detect your emotions simply by doing facial recognition and looking at the way that you frown or smile and interpreting that. But the algorithm doesn't innately know what that means. We need to make sure that humans are prepared and able to engage with other humans, to understand what it's like to be them and to be able to change the way that they interact with them as a result. Empathy is the second most important human skill. And the third and final skill is really simply accountability. And it works on a couple of levels. On one level is just because the algorithm tells you that this is the answer, it doesn't make it the answer. It's your job as a human to take responsibility for that input from the algorithm, but use your own human judgment in combination with it to come to the right answer. We have to be accountable for how we use technology if we're going to get to the magic of all that it has to offer. So look, that was a super quick overview of the three most important human skills going into our future based on a world of living in harmony rather than competition in the machines. Hope you enjoyed them. There's going to be much more on those as we go forward with all of the content. Hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, have a look around, enjoy the rest of the content while you're here, and also hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.